truly sorry. But you know what? We are back. Yes, we are not just back, but we are back with a bang. For all those people who've been emailing me, those people who've been calling me, those people that they're my colleagues, and when you meet, they're like, when is the next video coming out? When is the next time we are going to hear from Big Brother Advice Corner? You know what? We are here. Voila! And above all, we are not just here. We are here with a bang. Yes. And I promise you, nothing but fresh content, nothing but content that you might relate with, content of day-to-day activities or experience that we go through. Because that is what basically Big Brother is all about. Yes. So, welcome back. I missed you so much, and I'm glad to be back. And this time, we are here to stay. We are not going anywhere. If it is your first time to join us, hey, take time. You only have 3 seconds to be able to subscribe to Big Brother Advice Corner channel. Are you ready? Do you see the red notification bell? Do you see where it's written subscribe? Yes, there. You have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Thank you so much for everyone who subscribed to our channel. And for the returning subscribers, as always, I salute you. Without you, we could not be where we are today. Thank you so much for holding our hands. Thank you so much for working with us. And thank you so much for being part and parcel of this dream. Big Brother Advice Corner is a channel that tries to challenge you to be the better version of who you are. It's a channel that tries to fuel the flames and keeps the engine moving. Today, as always, Big Brother has something that is always out to share with you. So today, dear viewers, I was just seated and then I imagined, are there things that we were never told when we were growing up? Are there things that maybe if you're 40 years and above today, you'd say, I was never told this? Are there things that you might be taking for granted when you're still young and not knowing that they might have an effect on you one day? Are you the type that believes that life begins at 40? I know it is said that life begins at 40. Yes, I am a strong believer that life begins at 40. So if you are below 40 years today, this video is for you. Make sure that you stay until the end so that you can be able to get 1 or 2 things that might help you in future. So today, dear viewers, I want us to talk about rather a normal topic that people take for granted. The 5 don'ts for a 35 years and below. You've heard me right. So our topic for today is the 5 don'ts for a 35 years and below. As we are growing up, as young people, you want to feel belonged. You want to feel accepted. You want to feel as part and parcel of the society. And as a result of doing that, there are some of the things that we did, or some of the things that you are currently doing that is going to cost you. If they have not costed you already, then be rest assured that they will cost you, and sometimes they will cost you so dearly that you'll end up hating yourself for all this. The first thing that people take for granted is having a tattoo. You heard me right. Am I talking to somebody who is below 35 years and has a tattoo? How visible is your tattoo? Do you know the meaning of your tattoo? These are questions that sometimes we don't think about them when you're having a tattoo. Some have permanent tattoos, some have temporary tattoos. Whichever the case is, how I wish even that if you have a tattoo, it's a temporary one that can be removed. But wait a minute. How much will it cost you to be able to remove that tattoo? Yes? Are you aware that there are many companies that do not hire people who have tattoos? The latest incident that I just had is that there are countries that are now restricting that people with tattoos can never visit those countries. Yes? And do you know how this is coming about? To those people who are dreaming of working outside the country, to those people who are dreaming of using agents for that matter, some agents, job agents, are now refusing to recruit those who have tattoos. Simply because the employers, most of the employers they deal with, do not want people with tattoos. If you're thinking to work in aviation industry, if you're thinking to work in hospitality industry, if you're thinking to work in law enforcement industry, you need to think twice before you have that tattoo. Imagine a situation that you have the best papers, you have been brought up well, and then finally everything is okay. You are almost getting that job, and then you're asked, do you have a tattoo? And when you say yes, they say, sorry, we cannot take you. How will it make you feel? Think, and think well. The second thing that we take for granted for the 35 years and below is having a child or children outside wedlock, and you are not planning to live a single life. You've heard me right. To other people of this generation, being pregnant is a fashion. And you'd hear young people, the ages of 20, 25, 30, saying that I must have a child of my own. Have you ever taken time to ask yourself, what will it cost you after having that child? And here I'm not just talking about the ladies. It is both ladies and gents for that matter. Yes? Think about your studies. Think about your career. And so many things that come along with just having a child. So before you have a child, just because your friends have children, think and think well. Number 3, that again, young people take for granted is having permanent dreadlocks. You've heard me well. Yes, having a permanent dreadlock. Dreadlocks, there are people who don't take it lightly. There are companies who don't accept it. Unless you want to work in an industry that allows you to have your dreads on, and unless you are planning to have your own business, this is also something that can cost you dearly. I've seen people literally coming to a salon crying because they are going to shave their dreads. Because with time, you become so much attached to your dreads that anything that would want to dictate that you do away with them will just be denying your peace. But here you have a choice. If it is about your career, do you remain with your dreads and lose the opportunity, or would you cut them down and get that opportunity? To others, just by your presentation, looking at you the first time like this, there are people who don't buy dreads. So even if they were to give you an opportunity, but that only would have costed you. Yes, I know it looks cool. I know there are some dreads that are so beautiful. But again, we have a longer future, right? Number 4, and this is something that we have found ourselves into. Let me start by asking you a question. If today I asked you that you comment down below your social media handle, how many of us would be able to put their name next to their social media handle? There are those that use funny email addresses, for that matter. Imagine applying for a job with sexysweet@gmail.com. What does it tell the recruiter about you, your personality, and what you're bringing on the table? Yes? So what is your email? What is your official email address? Is it an official or is it official email address? If you don't have official email address, the time is now. Change your official email address. You heard me right. Change your official email address. And with this official email address, please don't use it anywhere. Use it on official matters. heard me right. Think about it. And the last one, or the second last one, is the use of social media. Yes. There are people that are literally naked today as you speak, just because they have undressed themselves on the social media. You can be able to Google, you can be able to search for everything about this person, even the most private things about this person, and find them on social media. When are you going to have a private life and a public life? When are you going to sit down and know what to expose and what not to expose? Imagine if you're able to do all that you don't care what people think. How negative can that work against you? Imagine an employer, a potential employer, coming across some of your private life being on the public. How would you convince these people that you'll be able to maintain the top secrecy of the organization? You can't. Yes? So at the end of it all, just because of likes, just because of fame, just because of followers, it cost you a job that would have made a difference in your life. And by the way, if you're not into being a celebrity, because celebs use that kind of followers, likes, to be able to make money, how is 1,000 likes on a Facebook post helping you with? What does having 1,000 followers on IG or on TikTok help you with if you're not into marketing stuff? Did you ever think about it? I know you might be wondering, where did Big Brother come from today? And why all this? Ladies and gentlemen, the reason as to why we have to call a spade is because anybody below the ages of 40 still has a brighter future. You will need to apply for a job, you will need to go for interview, you will need to change a job, you will need to start your own business and stuff like that. And these 5 things that we have talked about, that people take for granted, that many people will never tell you about them, are what has denied many people the opportunity to grow. Today, as Big Brother, I want to wash my hands. That if you have ears, you better listen. To you who've listened to this message, please make sure that you share it with anybody that you care about. The dream of Big Brother is to see you a better person than who you are. How I wish that one day, one message today here, if it changes your life and it makes you better, how I wish that I will be able to read a comment one day about it. Yes, Remember, life begins after 40. So if you're not 40, you are struggling. You have a bright future. And I'm not saying those who are 40 do not have future. Don't get me wrong. To anybody below 40, do not live as somebody who is above 40. And until next time, Big Brother says, I love you all.